Crypto snipers, how the hell are you? And how are our market sniper friends and reset sniper friends as well? Yes, today is our live trading day. Why is it live trading day today? Because often markets take a pivot on this key piece of data. Doesn't mean it has to happen. Sometimes they can just pivot onwards and real strong. Again, in other words, maintain and continue their direction. We will be seeing why and what, but we're here to talk to you live. Yes, hit up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe, engage in the chat. And by the way, the tickets for the live trading day is in the comments. What will you get, you might ask, as we think and we assess Bitcoin for you in a real short sense form? You will actually get a full hour and a half crypto analysis of which are the best current cryptos you should be holding that will outperform others. When we might have pauses or even slapbacks. Remember, we warned you all-time high, you might get a slapback. Look at what happened. Thankfully, it reflated most of it back up on Bitcoin, but imagine you just wound back and you could have got back in a little lower down. And that's for the light leverage. Remember, in investment, the key message, stay long, stay long, stay long. But we'll be telling you which of those alts are going to be likely to outperform, which are the ones that have a good combination of liquidity, not as high a volatility, and are going to outperform and gain dominance. Dominance is one of the best and most important charts you're not watching. The dominance of each and every single token and doing the technical analysis on that, because that is that token versus the aggregated sum of everything else. That's right, you should be doing that, and you should be doing it with HVF method. You'll watch us implement HVF method. If you thought of ever joining one of our programs, our self-study, or the full community, you can come and participate in the live trading day and see, what do I get for an hour and a half of this man's time? Will I come away any wiser? Will I have a little bit of a better bias? Will it be based in something I can build my investments and even an occasional trade on using moderate to light leverage? Yes, 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 you can. And of course, we'll be doing the traditional markets and pointing out why the dollar being super weak right now has also helped put a fire under, you guessed it, both gold and of course the crypto markets. Gold and the crypto markets are benefiting. Bitcoin is benefiting from a spiller, an absolute thriller on the Dixie for the dollar. That's right, that's right, that's right. Don't forget, Bitcoin has made new highs against so many other currencies. If you watch previous content, you will know. Against the yen, against the Aussie dollar, against the Canadian, against the pound, against all of them, the rand, except probably the dollar right now. Although it kind of touched the all-time high, it hasn't broken it through. And this is what we suggested. You may get that slap in the face moment and a bit of a pullback, and that's what you got. Let's take a look at the charts and see how it turned out. Let's do the God market of crypto Bitcoin. So there you go. You see him. Here's that on this particular platform, which is Bitfinex. I also do Binance. I know it's the bigger one. You can see you almost got there and then you got a violent slam. Now, luckily for those that were heavy, had they been able to hold on. By the way, there was a huge sum. I think there was 700 plus million liquidated. These are people that are not understanding there will be regular little bloodlettings and pullback events, even in one of the best and easiest bull markets. This was light. This was small beer. Where did it come down to? You guessed it, legacy key levels that we'd already drawn before. Of course, the round number of 60K. The 59.5 we told you about. Yes, you'll remember that one from previous videos. And from there, it bounced back up. It bounced back up. You could have had nice little moments where you could have used additional leverage to see this absolutely slaughter its target and make its way on the upside, and then wind that back as you are approaching the all-time high. All just with 25%, maybe 50%, exceptional cases, maybe 100% of your investment pot, using your investment pot as that leverage. If you want that, otherwise stay just investment long. You can be a hodl, it'll be decent nonetheless, but there are key moments where it's helpful to match your exposure to the vulnerability or opportunity of the market at any given moment. And this was a vulnerability as you were approaching the all-time high. As we suggested before it happened, go watch the YouTubes. That is where you will get a potential reaction. Thankfully, as I say, it's reflated rather nicely. This looks like initially it will push a bit higher. It will push a bit higher and run the high. But don't be unbelievably OTT about this push higher, because if it did that, and this is still an if, it hasn't happened, if it did that, you could also still have a pullback through to those all-time highs back again as support. So you could have a little bit of a yes, tempt you back in. You go, this time I'm going to go big. You large it. You go with a leverage 10x on BitMEX. And next thing you know, you're buying it all the way up and it just keeps number go green, go bigger, and then slam back down to the 68,958 or 69K, depending on which platform you're on. And you can get washed out and take a big hit. So be a slight element of caution. There's a bit of footsie that sometimes happens with the all-time high. And in this particular platform, you didn't run it. On others, you kind of matched it, but didn't clearly run it significantly. You could go surge through it and then come back for it on support. So you could still have a bit more chop that goes with it. Also, that single slap, it's rare. Sometimes it's kind of rare that it just happens once. This could not do what I'm suggesting, and you could actually get a fizzle, and then you could pull back down to these levels again, and that would see you having something totally different that would take a while longer to shake out. You've had quite a reasonably high volatility event here. This could be all part of a second localized high topping before a spill too. At the moment, it's looking like it'll squeeze higher. I'm going to show it to you versus the NASDAQ. Let's do that. Bitcoin versus the NASDAQ. So this is cross-market asset. My immediate opinion, just on the short time frame, and we're more confident on macros and big time frames, but on the short time frame is that this is going to break to the upside. Bitcoin divided by the NASDAQ. That turns more into a falling wedge than what originally we had, but you could have had that. Lovely break. Had a little bit of a pump higher. It made a higher high there. The NASDAQ was coming down, but then you had a beastly old sell-off that was pretty uniquely crypto. But now you've reflated back up. This on balance of probs is what suggests to me against the other asset classes as well as part just the dollar that you're going to probably pop initially on the smaller time pattern to the upside. It's what happens directly after that. If you get to make that new high, don't wail in. A lot of people might just wail in. That's it. We've done a clear-cut break of the all-time high on all platforms to the moon. You could just be shaken if you go too big with leverage. Stay investments long during that period, sure. Judicious use of leverage maybe on the small fractal here as a squeeze and a little break to the upside, providing you understand where to place a stop. Should be somewhere there. On that base of that third low there. You don't want it running below that. So you can get kind of tight and get a reasonable upside reward trade there, potentially. But at the main, we don't sit trading half-hour little patterns all the way. We do the big stuff. We do get the big stuff right, and the small stuff looks after itself, he says. That's right. And being over leveraged could get you in trouble. So that's a little bit on Bitcoin, but we've also mentioned a couple that would be pretty good on dominance. So we spoke quite a bit on Ethereum. So I'll just talk on Sol that we haven't spoken on for quite some bit and point out, let's try to draw that line again. Sol. I'm looking at you on the chat. 50x is crazy, says somebody. Yeah, YOLO. I still need someone to explain to me what YOLO actually stands for. I'm of that generation that I don't keep up. But anyway, I'm sure it means something. I think there was some film or something that with that title. But anyway, that is a falling wedge. And this choppy volatility is probably suggesting, what are you looking at? Sol versus BTC, by the way. Sol versus BT. So Solana against BTC. And you could see Solana was actually an outperformer in this bull market so far. Even against Bitcoin, which has been gaining dominance itself. So had you been in Solana in the very beginning of this bull market, it actually would have been, you would be already laughing away all the way to the bank and back. So it does look like it's broken out of that falling wedge, and it might start to be biasing to the overperformance side. But when you break a falling wedge, you often do that, and then you have a revisit. So you've got to be careful about whaling in too big, because there'll still be some degree of pullback potential before possibly going in that direction again to the upside. This is the kind of thing we'll be doing more of in the hour and a half that we'll be doing with you, looking at the core dominances. Which ones are going to do better? Which ones are going to do better? And where do you have clear pattern structures on the crypto so that you can position in the best aspects and areas that are going to make you, yes, you, more money. So the goal is by compounding these little better placements, you get that extra turn to the upside, and by getting out a little bit sooner, closer to your all-time high, in and around the 85, going 90% instead of getting out at the 40% when you've continued to try long the turn market and you haven't recognized it and you've had a major bites taken out of your pots, or you've actually given it all back because you use more leverage because it's come down deeper, it's got a turn now, and you haven't had the full understanding that something changed in the environment, and it's shown to you technically always in the charts. That's right, that's right, that's right. Stay long, stay leveraged, says Dylan. Yes, indeed, indeed. If you want to be burnt, certainly lightly leveraged, you can get away with that. 25%, maybe 50. No one knows. What about, we got some meme coins shilling. TRX, people asking about Tron. Tron seems to have lost a little bit of its mojo. So on the Tron side, we've done a deep dive in our community on that one. And Tron dominant since that USDC no longer issuing on the Tron chain for whatever reason, trying to make some claim or statement. We noticed that. Let's just have a look at this market cap.d. It looks like it's lost a bit of its mojo and is no longer got technical setups for domination. So I've just shown you a Solana structure which has technical potential implication for possible domination, and this is Tron's domination chart. And as you can see, broadening structure, or even maybe a normal channel, and an absolute spill, return move, spill, 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 and spill. Shedding of the dominance from in and around the 64%. That's a third to go sub 50. So that is a loss, a great loss of momentum. And actually on the bigger time frames, let's go daily. It held more promise at one point. And then the minute you see that turn, the game is up. The game is up. The game is up. Let's show you the lines here. We've done a bit of analysis on that one. Let's go out of log scale, out of reg into log. You can see that it was meant to do an inverted head and shoulders, and it was looking so good over there. Came to the bottom end of its channel, broke out of the channel. So that is a basing ascending grind line. That is HVF method theory. You'll learn all about it. Beautifully recorded content. Everyone's really surprised when they join the community that we actually take our recording quality with size, slides and audio and written up very, very seriously so that people can hear it well, listen to it on any device, truly, truly learn, and then watch us implement it practically in the community where everyone is talking the same languages and understands the same principles. Really, diversity is not strength. Dangerous. A commonality and everybody on the same page by language, concept, and trading the same mechanism and talking the same language and all on the page with the same jargon is actually far greater strength, and that's where you get the community. And that is why I say homogeneity. Is it homogeneous communities is actually strength, because some things are just understood. Everybody's on the same page in terms of what is a right principle and what is a ne'er-do-well principle. And that serves actually a group of people very, very well when you're aligned by principle. They don't like it. They want to defrag you. Anyway, we digress. So that was, someone asked about Tron. So there's lots of other tokens that are being asked for. ZIL, eGold, VET, XRD, and so much more, so much more. But the dominance is the key. There's also XRP. We'll look at that as well. So we had a nice little move on XRP up. We need the third for this little guy to finish delivering what we wanted to deliver. Did the dip down, that was the Bitcoin bulking at the all-time high, that pulled all of them down, and now it's rallied back up. Is that enough to give us a 3? We should have a look at that on a smaller time frame. And that is, these are the questions we'll be answering to a far greater degree, and where the entries are, the actual levels of entry and how you could play it, and where those stop losses are, all while getting a test of what it's like to be inside the HVF method community. So there was the slam that went with Bitcoin slam, started going up, got a little bit skittish and slammed, snapped back. So most tokens post the all-time high balking moment have rallied most of it back. But sometimes you get another spell of selling. Selling spells sometimes come in threes, in fact, not just in ones or twos. So you could have another sell-off. And what's happening today, apart from it being live trading day, grab the link in the comments below or look in the chat as the team is sharing it right now. What else is happening is there is data coming out. So it's time we pivot to the real world. To give you a quick hit. This is what the dollar has been doing. It was in and around, by the way, 105, I would guesstimate. 105 plus not so long ago. It is now down at 102 and selling off rather abruptly. Now, we're going to get some big data today. And this is the biggest data release of the entire month. And that tends to create a setup for the direction of the dollar, because gold is running, palladium's running, other things are running that are dollar-based price as well as Bitcoin. This has been a tailwind environment up to that all-time high. But in spite of that, Bitcoin is just hanging and deciding if it's going again, yet the dollar is drifting off. So that tells us it either needs to catch its breath and then go again, or there might be a bit of exhaustion and it could sell off. That's why you got the possibility of a caution. It's how do we deal with this all-time high? Until we blasted through it, remember it must be broken with momentum initially and then potentially pull back towards. But do we get that momentum out of a number today? This is something else that you'll find, and it also sets the tone, as I say, for the next, certainly next couple of weeks, and potentially for the full month if it's significant. So the markets are expecting, and you'll also get unemployment with that, and earnings. How much are they going up? By what percentage? As well as the new job creation fake number, as we like to say. So dollar being weak is actually good for gold and crypto. It is good for gold and crypto. However, our overall opinion, if you saw me draw that line, I'll go fat cokey so it really pops, is that given all currencies, don't forget China, Korea, Japan are all pretty much quite wrecked, that overall we've felt that this might in fact be an element of bottoming, a bit of a watermelon smile, as I like to say sometimes. You can see it right there. Toothy grin coming out at you. And this can sometimes be on the macro, a bigger time frame, bottoming. So we might be going down, but will we really go down to that level where the last low was, which was higher than the previous level, which was actually sub 100? Or have we finished making newer lows? You see over here, you were making newer lows. Low, newer low, newer low. And then you had low, low. All of those aspects. So we'll be looking at the dollar. We'll be looking at gold and palladium in the traditional market section for an hour and a half. You'll have access to these recordings to rewatch. What did we like? Why did we like it? So you can watch and just listen. If you want to watch a second time fast on 2x, you can do it and take your notes, and then you can see how we did. Nothing like it. What were the technical inferences we were given for how to do better, and decide if it's something you want to do and see how it performed. Take the prices of certain things at this moment. We've suggested ETH dominance is suggesting strength, that Ethereum will be a degree of an outperformer as well. We've also inferred Sol. What about all the others? You would love to ask. I bet you would. And of course, there's gold. There's the traditional markets as well. All in time, all done with the charts. Not opinion-based. We stay neutral for as long as possible. We let the charts guide us. They are our ultimate guide. So let's see what some of you are saying in the chats and comments. Welcome to Friday. It's Friday. You're going to have a weekend. Isn't that great? For all you poor-ass jobbers that work a job and have a boss, it's Friday. You'll be able to leave them all behind. Theta and Algorand, ones that we often watch and comment on and look at technically. Indeed, Egbert, I'm glad to see you interested in them. Sorry, I'm repeating. Press the like, guys. Okay, yes, thank you. We love a like. Someone's shilling for likes for us. Good man, good man. Keep going. It helps. We'll do more of these live streams if you like them. And don't forget the link BlackRock buying up all the supply. So you got to think, and a small point on this, BlackRock. When the Lizard King himself is shilling and Michael Saylor, his little prince follower, is retweeting about Bitcoin being digital gold and you don't need gold anymore. You've got to think this whole notion of Bitcoin being freedom from the oligarchs, freedom from the lizards, freedom from those that are tax extractors, freedom from a banking system that asks you what you're doing with your money when you come to withdraw it, like it's any of their goddamn business to spy on you. You have no remit. I want my money, shut your face and go and get it, you stupid punk. That's what you need to be able to tell them. But no, they'll ask anyway. But Bitcoin was supposed to replace that. Liberty. Remember in 2016, that's roughly when I started. Liberty, freedom, and privacy. And in fact, Mr. Surveillance Finance is now telling you how awesome it is. Bitcoin is mainstream media today. Wow, oh wow. And poor old one sector of cryptos currently not moving. Privacy tokens. You guessed it. Privacy tokens are out of fashion, like sex with goats in the rear of a church, I tell you. No, it's pretty uncanny that whatever happened to all those people, those early Bitcoin guys that were saying, this is your freedom, become your own central bank, nobody needs to know. Well, it's kind of changed, hasn't it? It's now institutions, Lizard King, come pump my coin, please. Coin go up. Yes, you can surveil me. Yes, you'll be taxing me soon. Yes, you know where I am. No, have it all. Just pump my coin. Oh dear. Principles. If you don't like my principles, offer me some more money and I'll find some new ones, they said. That's kind of how it goes. That's it. Anyway, so here we are. We're going to have our live trading day coming up. By the way, you secure yourself 3 for the price of 2. You will have not 1 month of access to the recording. You will have 3 months to the access of all 3 recordings. You can watch, take notes, check out. You know what we've said. There's no hiding. It's captured. It's recorded. You know our views. And when they change, we'll be showing you. And that means every month you'll have a date with Destiny, the market sniper, the crypto sniper. Yes, we'll be here telling you exactly how the charts have changed and where the best money has gone. And by the way, our main themes for this year, just in case you hadn't known, Yen short, Nikkei long. What's happening right now? Moon, all-time highs. Warren Buffett now buying Japanese stocks. Gold is going to break out to the top. What's happening right now? New all-time highs, gold. Other theme, Bitcoin and crypto. Get long, Bitcoin first. What's happening? Everybody calling localized highs. We say stay in. We've been a net long for ages with Bitcoin. What's happening to tokens and better still, trading accounts and investment accounts? New highs for our community members in their trading accounts. That's right, new highs in their trading accounts on traditional markets and the crypto markets. Wouldn't you like that too? Some of you say, yes, but it's a bull market. I'm getting a new high too. New highs, extra fast new highs with lesser pullbacks, lower volatility. We've been in a token, very low volatility has kept pace all the way up. And the minute it doesn't, we jump out of it and we get into something else. Dominance isn't forever. So for the latest and greatest on technical analysis in the crypto markets with yours truly, click that link below and I'm waiting to give you more. We start soon and you'll have access to the recordings. And if you do the 3 for the price of 2, we will have you on board for a good old cuddle every Friday, first Friday of the month with our live trading day. And you will get the data coming in and its natural effects. If there is a pivot and change, technically, we will be telling you about it live in the section early before everyone else has even realized that something might have changed in the system. Because of the data, it often is an inflection point. Until I catch you next time, we look forward to doing more of these. We'll look at more of your comments and we'll be ready to love you a long time. Nikkei, Bitcoin and gold. Till next time, bye-bye.